Hello! So I've got a video for you, obviously, because I'm here on your screen. And today's video is about autumn. Some of you call it fall. I call it autumn. Although I watch too many YouTube videos and sometimes find myself saying fall. But it's autumn. But you can call it fall if you want. Oh, Sweetie's just joined us. That's nice. Hello, Sweetie. I think she's going to show you her bum. No. Autumn/fall fragrances. So these are the fragrances I am most excited to wear in the autumn. Now, I'm not one that restricts myself to rules and seasons, and you know, I think like a lot of us, I wear whatever I want whenever I want, but there are some fragrances that just lean a little bit more cooler weather and kind of seasonal in that they have things in them or smells about them that feel like they fit in with the seasons. In autumn, I kind of find an incensey feel. I don't know why. I'm not religious, but I feel like something with a little bit of smoke or something just feels a bit more autumnal. Maybe it's more about Guy Fawkes and smelling bonfires and stuff in the air around that kind of time of year as you get into autumn. I'm not sure. So quite a few of these fragrances do have a hint of incense in them. None of them are really green because I don't really get on with green fragrances, but I feel like very green, dense, foresty type fragrances do work in the autumn or would feel very autumnal. It's just not my kind of thing. So these are more cozy kind of fragrances that will make you feel wrapped up and nice in the cooler weather. So I'm starting off with more transitional summer into autumn fragrances and getting more autumnal as we go along. So my first one is Agonist perfumes or Agonist parfums, and it's called the Infidels. So this one is amazing, probably more suited to the warmer autumnal days. So this one does have that incensey feel to it. Quite a lot of incense, but very sweet incense, like you've got a million different flavours of incense all in one room. There's some woods backing it up, there's some vanilla, there's pink pepper, there's patchouli, but it's all just sweet and woodsy and kind of peppery. Very much a brighter fragrance. There's quite a lot of citruses in there as well, so it's not a typical cold weather fragrance, but it does work really well on those cooler days. You might want something a little heavier during the evening, but I would happily wear that all autumn long. Next up, this is called Me Too, and it's by NB Parfums, Nan Bailey Perfumes. This is made in Germany. And this one, again, I could wear this any time, any season, but I would say early autumn is really, really nice. It just has a little bit of freshness and sweetness. There's a touch of incense, there's benzoin, there's vanilla. It's a little bit spicy. It's just a perfect daytime, just as the weather's getting a bit cooler. It just feels really lovely. But again, it's one that I would wear all year round, really. So we're starting to get a little bit sweeter, I guess, and we are going with, this is 4160 or 4160 Tuesdays, and it's called the sexiest scent on the planet ever, IMHO. Now, I've spoken about this one before. The opening's a little bit fresh because you've got bergamot, but it comes off a bit lemony. It's so creamy, it's creamy and it's woody and it's vanillic. It's almost like a hint of a cafe latte with some cocoa powder on top. It's absolutely beautiful, it lasts very well on the skin, and it's a perfect, well, you can wear it in any season again, but it just feels nice for the autumn. If you want something a little cozy, you're wearing a jumper and you just want to emanate something a little bit swarm, a little bit warm and enveloping, it's beautiful for that. Quite a simple fragrance, but really, really nice. Next up, This is Guerlain and it's called Bois d'Harmonie. Bois d'Harmonie. Now the perfumer for this is Annick Menardo, and I've become quite interested in her work because I mentioned in another video that I'm desperate to try all the Lolita Lempicka fragrances, and she's a perfumer for quite a few of them, including the main original one, and as I say, many others. So there's a midnight versions that I'm really curious to try. So hopefully I'll get to try them. The lovely Forever Fragrant kid, Tammy, is going to send me some samples. I don't know which ones she's sending. I'm so excited to try them. But back to this. So Annick Menardo is the perfumer, and I've realised there's quite a few fragrances that she's made that I really like. So I'll be looking out for her more often. But in the meantime, Bois d'Harmonie is all about benzoin. It's about the paper incense that the French are very fond of. It means woods of Armenia, and there's these little booklets of scented paper, and you just light them, blow them out, and then the smoke very quickly away and they scent the whole room. And that is what this fragrance is based upon. In the dry down, you just get the most glorious vanilla, the most beautiful vanilla. It lasts really long. Just a stunning fragrance, so perfect cozy fragrance for cooler times. Now, next. This is 411 Intenso, and it's by Giovanna Antonelli. I have to check because I often mix the A and the I up, so sometimes I was saying Giovanni Antonella, but that Giovanni would be a man. Giovanna is a lady. She's a very well-known Brazilian model, actress, a beautiful lady, and she got together with a niche perfume creator and they created a line of fragrances. These are not celebrity fragrances, trust me. They are nothing like a Britney Spears or Sarah Jessica Parker. Not that I'm saying there's anything wrong, but it's not that kind of celebrity fragrance. So 411 just feels so autumnal because it feels like they're very floral, but they feel like rose bushes in autumn. I don't know, it's just this vintage feel that just feels kind of retrospective and beautiful and sophisticated. Let me give you a little bit more information about this fragrance. The notes of 411 Intenso are bergamot, pepper, chamomile, jasmine, ylang ylang, peony, patchouli, amber, vetiver, sandalwood. So you have a nice rich base. You have these beautiful florals on top. There's definitely a real vintage vibe to it, and it just lends itself to a colder weather, in my opinion, just because of that vintage feel. It feels rich and it feels like you're wrapping yourself up in layers of something exquisite. So 411 Intenso is definitely going to be well enjoyed by me this autumn. It's popular with Dan as well. He really likes this one. So next up we have Zoologist Nightingale, another vintage feel fragrance. There's plum blossom. It actually smells like plums a little bit. Not those kind of plums, naughty. No. Fruit. It's got a fruity feel, but not in a frivolous, girly, sweet fruit. It feels very vintage and sophisticated and expensive. Nightingale's got bergamot, lemon, saffron, plum blossom, red rose, violet, oud, patchouli, sandalwood, oak moss, oil bainum, white musk, labdanum and ambergris. Did you get all that? What do you actually get from that? What do I really pick out? Let's have a think. Now I do get the violet and the rose. They give it that kind of cosmetic feel a little bit. You totally get the plum blossom. That's what it's really mostly all about. I've never spotted the oud, thank goodness. Patchouli, yes, I can see how that can give it that base feel. Sandalwood. There's definitely woodsiness going on here. The oil Bane would give it that kind of incensey feel. And it says white musk and ambergris, which is another musky kind of salty smell. Definitely very musky. Labdanum, I'm not sure, but it just has this deep dark base that could be made up of labdanum and various other resins. You've got saffron, which can come off as sort of spicy, sort of leathery in places. This is one of those fragrances where it's pointless reading the note list and thinking, oh, I love bergamot and lemon, so I'm going to love this one. No. No, 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 no. You are going to get this rich combination of musks and darkness, all supporting these rich florals. That's what you get. It's vintage, it's retro. It requires a bit of confidence to carry it off, but I like it. Next up. Now, come on, if you haven't seen me bandy this one around and you've not been watching my videos, you better subscribe and you better hit that bell, because you are a bad, bad person. This is Tobacco Rose by Papillon Perfumery. There's nothing left to say about this fragrance. I've put it in too many videos. It's rich, it's resinous, there's hay, there's beeswax. There's this gorgeous rose, but it's not a very in-your-face loud rose. It just blends really lovely with the hay and the beeswax. I get vetiver from it deep in the base, or sort of as you start to hit the base notes. I do get vetiver from it quite a lot, actually. The kind that sings from your skin, not a dry, woodsy terre d'Hermès vetiver, but the kind of grassy vetiver. But that's just a very tiny part of it. It is just a glorious, another vintage retro feel fragrance, in my opinion. Why do we say in my opinion? I mean, of course it's my opinion. I'm not quoting anyone else. Not quoting her. You can't really see her, can you? Do you want to be on the camera, my little angel? Let's see if we can bring you down a little bit. We've got her in a little bit there, haven't we? Oh, she's gonna, I've just moved the camera and now the little bugger's gonna move. Where are you going, sweetie? Come on, you're delaying things. We need to get on with this video, don't we? Yes? Yes. Right then, what should we do next? Let's do Le Maroc Pour Elle. Come and look at the camera, darling. So, Andy Tower, Tower Perfumes, Le Maroc Pour Elle. This one's been in a lot of my videos as well. You can smell it through without even taking the lid off. It is so strong. I would say it's the strongest fragrance in this group of fragrances. Tobacco Rose coming very close behind it. This one is a beautiful rose and jasmine combination. It's a sweetness in there. There's some of that vetiver in the base. That is the grassy kind, not the dry woodsy kind. There's incense in there, there's various spices. It is rich, it has a massive development on your skin. It really does take you on a wonderful, wonderful journey. It's very exotic and lends itself so well to the colder, darker weather. So that would be a nighttime fragrance for me, and that would be a really good staple into the winter as well. Totally looking forward to wearing that again. That was a bit heavy really for the summer, even for me. Although I might just do 1 or 2 sprays on a summer night, but that would be about enough. So we're nearly at the end. This is, these aren't in any order. I'm taking you from the lighter stuff to the darker stuff really. Although maybe that's not quite correct, because Bois d'Argent's not that dark. But who knows what I'm talking about? Who knows what I'm talking about, hey, sweetie? Look at you. So Bois d'Argent. This was kindly sent by a fragrant friend, Rob Wheeler. Thank you very much. He sent that to me and Dan quite a while ago, and it's really lovely. So I haven't really played with it very much, but I think I will be wearing this one definitely as this season draws in. Bois d'Argent is a little bit sweet. I think I've got some notes here. It's another Annick Monado fragrance, funnily enough. I think what she does is she seems to do very well with resins and sweetness and incenses. That's what I think may be her forte. From the fragrances that I love, that seems to be what to look out for with Annick Monado. So Bois d'Argent is by Dior, came out in 2004. The notes are juniper berries, iris, cypress, incense, myrrh, patchouli. There's vanilla, musk, amber and woody notes. And that description, those notes kind of do show you what you're getting, except they don't mention the metallic edge that is there. I don't know how they get that. It's possibly something with the iris and something else, because iris can be cold and metallic, but not on its own. There's something here making it a bit metallic. And so if you don't understand how the concept of a metallic, that's the cat obviously, if you don't understand the concept of a metallic smell, think about, have you ever put pennies or coins in your mouth, the taste of them? I haven't done it for a long time because it's so unhygienic, but as a kid I definitely did put coins in my mouth, and there's this particular taste that translates as a smell. Also very similar to the taste of blood. So when I used to be a vampire, oh hang on, sorry, I was thinking about someone else. No, you know, if you accidentally bite your mouth or you cut your finger and you just instinctively lick the blood away to stop it sort of going everywhere else, that taste of blood is very metallic, and the smell of metal itself is kind of similar. So I'm sure that most of you already know that, but just in case you don't, there is this metallic smell, and it's called Bois d'Argent. I think Bois means woods, d'Argent I think means of money or of metal, or I'm sure d'Argent or argent in French is money, but I should have looked it up, forgive me. Although I'll definitely be wearing it myself, I do think this one might be slightly more edging its way to being suitable for a man, because of the woodsiness is quite strong in there, and that woodsiness in a stronger dose can feel more masculine. But you know, anyone can wear whatever they want, of course. This angle's doing my head in now. So I've actually got one left, and I only have a decant at the moment. This is Portrait of a Lady. So I had a decant that I've now used up. This one was sent to Dan from Greggy Boy for his review for Fragrance Samples UK. So I've stolen it. That's all I have of Portrait of a Lady at the moment. I'm hoping that I maybe can rectify that soon, because it is such a good fragrance. I did have a bottle. Sadly, I wasn't reaching for it very much, and I sold it a couple of years ago, and I regret that. I don't need a big bottle of it because it's so potent, you don't need a lot, but I quite like to get hold of a partial bottle, or at least a travel spray, because I love it. It is an absolute masterpiece by Dominique Ropion for Frederic Malle, Portrait of a Lady. I have reviewed it already on my channel, but in short, you get raspberry and rose seem to combine to make this gorgeous, sweet, fruity, rosy feeling. But you also get woodsiness, and you get incense. There's spices. It's so rich. In the dry down you get some vanilla. The fragrance lasts forever. It really projects very, very well. The far dry down, if you wait for it, it becomes stunningly beautiful. You get a petrichor note, you know, that wet earth kind of mineral, like the rains hit a hot pavement. Something a bit like that comes out in the far dry down, and it is to die for. The best thing to do with Portrait of a Lady is to pop a little spray on your jumper and then forget about it and put the jumper back on a day or 2 or 3 later. The smell is just to die for. So I will be stealing that last little dribble, and hoping that my upcoming birthday, with any luck, fingers crossed, maybe there could be a little travel spray of Portrait of a Lady in there. So you never know. That is it. I've given you 10, and I would love to hear what you think of these fragrances. Have you tried them? Do you own them? Are there any that interest you? If you've got any questions, just ask me. If you want me to do a full review on any that I haven't done so already, then I do take requests. So I would like to thank you for watching and liking and subscribing and all that stuff, and I'll see you in the next one.